Hey friends, Sean from the Draft Therapy Lab, and we're going to take a look at the power of the pickle. You might be saying to yourself, Sean, what the hell are you talking about, the power of the pickle? Now, I've been getting a lot of articles last week or so about adding pickles to cheap beer makes the cheap beer taste better or more refreshing, for these really hot summer days that we've been experiencing. So I decided I'd come in the laboratory here, get the Erlenmeyer flasks, the beakers, the Bunsen burners, all that stuff together, come up with maybe a decent list, maybe not the definitive list, but a decent list of cheap beer to go with pickles and see how it tastes. I've never tried it. I figured it'd be a good time to try it out. So I have 3 cheap beer candidates, and I have 6 glasses. So that means I'm going to pour each beer twice in 2 different glasses. I'm going to put a pickle in it. I can't do a blind taste test because I'm here all by myself in the lab. It's late here at the lab, and I can't get the assistants, in here to work overtime. It's an OSHA regulation. But anyways, I got 3 cheap beers, and I'm going to introduce them in no particular order. First off, I've got PBR, the original Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is 24 ounce. If you've never had a Pabst or you're not familiar with it, stop this video, go drink a Pabst, okay? But I think you probably are pretty familiar with it. Next, I thought what would be really interesting would be a cerveza. So I got a Dos Equis cerveza. This is one of those special invisible cans that we have at the lab here. So yeah, I'm going to try and not move it around too much. It gets really volatile if you move it around too much, and it's invisible, but the stuff inside, you can't see that either. It's this crazy, I don't know, technology. I can't explain it. And then I have the big one, Natural Light. Now, I have to confess, I've never had just regular Natural Light. I've had Natter Days. I've never had Natty Light besides Natter Days. This is 25 ounces, fluid ounces, so I kind of lucked out in getting this. And the pickles, I should mention. I gotta mention, these are Trader Joe's organic kosher dill pickle spears. Okay, they're not whole pickles, but they're spears, and they're organic. So that means they're good, right? And they're from Trader Joe's. I mean, can't beat that. So I got my glasses here. I'm gonna just get this show on the road. And like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour the beer into each glass, one equal amount, and I'm gonna drop a pickle in one of them. And I'm going to try and figure out how to keep them all together so I don't mix them all up. So let's do the Natty Light first. Let's move this stuff here. We're not going to do any close-ups in the lab here. The equipment isn't quite as good as the regular equipment, so we're just going to do this regular old school style. That is an impressive color though, Natural Light. Natty Light has a really impressive, just dark, inviting color to it, doesn't it? And then we have the next glass. And if this pickle beer is really good, I might just finish the beer. I don't know. So let's just even it out here. All right. So that is Natural Light. Make sure I keep it in the frame here. That's still not in the frame, but whatever. All right. So let's move on to the Dos Equis. Get my 2 glasses out here. All using the same glass, no variables. I don't want any variables in my experiment. So I got to make sure all the glasses are the same. Let's go ahead and pour this. Okay. Similar looking kind of color there. All right. Scooch that over. I think I may have actually poured just the right amount in the first one. But close enough. All right. Dos Equis, Summer of X. Again, special can. You can't get this everywhere. It's a Draft Therapy Lab special can. Let's go ahead. Now we're going to do the PBR. Sorry. Distracted on that pour. You got to churn up these bubbles so they don't sit in your belly like this. I don't want to get too bloated for my next experiment out of the lab. All right. So we're going to have the Natty Light, the Dos Equis, and the PBR. And we're going to keep them in the same kind of order. We're going to keep all the Natty Lights are going to be on the left side. The Dos Equis will be in the middle, and the PBRs will be here on the right side. So let's set these up like so. I'm going to move the glasses. I'm going to probably move these cans back so we can, I don't know. All right. Well, I'll put a little label here. You'll be able to tell. So no more of this. I can't, I think I have a Draft Therapy Lab contractual obligation. I can't show this special Dos Equis can for too long, or else I'll get sued by somebody. Okay, and then just to reiterate, I know, us beer lovers, we love to talk about the dates on stuff. These pickles are sell by July 2022, so I think we have a little bit of time here. They should still be relatively fresh. I'm not going to open it on the counter. I'll probably... Oh, that's how you know they're fresh. I'll probably knock this whole bar down. Okay, so the right glass in each configuration will be the pickle beer. The pickle beer glass beer. Okay, pickle, and pickle. All right, so let's close those up, seal them up, back up for freshness, get them out of here. All right, so what we have here is we have the Natural Light, the Dos Equis, and the PBR. I'm going to drink the Natural Light first, then the Dos Equis, then the Pabst. I'm going to talk about it, then I'm going to drink the pickle versions. So let's do it. Cheers. First time drinking Natural Light, captured in this extremely scientific film. All right, not much taste to it. Pretty mild. Not getting a whole lot of water, anything. I was going to say a whole lot of water. It tastes really very similar to just kind of beer flavored water. Okay, Dos Equis. I'm a big Cerveza fan. I really love Dos Equis. I like the Dos Equis more than I like the Natural Light. The reason being is there's a little bit more flavor. It's got a little bit more bite. It's a little sweeter. Just overall. And a favorite of mine, PBR. If you can't drink a PBR, I don't know. You just have to. It's a good beer. Captures more of that, je ne sais quoi of beer. Just has a little bit more of a fuller flavor. So if I had to rank these just now without, not getting scientific into it, I think I would rank them in the way that I drank them. Natural Light, it's the lowest. It's really refreshing. I mean, it tastes like water, beer flavored water. If you're just looking for a good time, then Natural Light's for you. I think Dos Equis, has a little bit more of a taste, a little sweeter, a little crisper. If you just want to drink beer and you want a refreshing beer, can't go wrong with this one either. It's splitting hairs, really. And then PBR is, I think it's the best of the three. It's a little bit more of a stronger flavor. Okay, so now we know everything that there is to know about these three beers. It's so super scientific. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drink the regular Natural Light, then the pickle, then I'm going to do the Cerveza, then the pickle, then the PBR, then the pickle. So I'm going to go the same order, but I'm going to do it in the order that these glasses are. Palate cleanser, just like drinking water. Very light flavor, a little honey kind of deal going on there. The pickle doesn't add much aroma. I'm not smelling the pickle. But what I am getting on this is I'm getting a bit of a refreshing cucumber water flavor that's coming out of this. So I'm not getting so much of that salty kind of pickle, but I'm getting a lot of that, like a cucumber water, like a refreshing cucumber water. Maybe we're onto something. Let's try the Dos Equis with the pickle. I didn't even try the regular Dos Equis first. They do taste very similar. The only place I was really picking any of that kind of cucumber watery kind of flavor was more on the nose. As I lick my lip, I can kind of pick it up a little bit, but it's coming a little bit more tangy on the Dos Equis. It's coming out a little bit more of a, I don't know, it's a tangier kind of pickle flavor, but it's still very cucumbery refreshing. So let's go with the PBR route. It's PBR. It's pretty good. All right, let's start with the pickle. This one really is, I think, the least pickle flavor out of all these beers, because because the beer was a little bit lower, I'm smelling a lot of the pickle as I bring it up to my mouth, but I'm not tasting a lot of it. I would say at this point, at this this point of our experiment, I think the one that I prefer the most is probably the Dos Equis. I think it has the most effect on it. It has a little bit of that tanginess, a little bit of that salty, tangy flavor. It also has a little bit of that cucumber water flavor that I was getting out of Natural Light. I think I like Natural Light second. I think Pabst with the pickle is probably my least favorite. But we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to add a measured amount of pickle juice out of this jar into each of these pickled beers and see if that makes a difference. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. I have a 2 teaspoon measurement here, measuring device here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in each one of these beers. Now, 2 teaspoons is 10 milliliters. A tablespoon is 15 milliliters. That makes this 2/3 of a tablespoon. What I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to taste the actual pickle juice out of here just to make sure that I can see, so I can see how much flavor there is in there. Okay, that's very pickly. I was a little afraid that it wouldn't be very pickly. You know, maybe it's like or they're organic pickles. Maybe it's a little bit more watered down. So that now, my friends, is 2 teaspoons, 10 milliliters of pickle juice has been added to each one of these pickle beers. Now I'm going to run through the entire gamut again, and if they don't taste any different, I'm not adding more pickle juice because I have to eat all these pickles, and I can't eat them without the juice. All right, so let's try Natty Light again. Palate cleanser. I know what that tastes like. The pickles, the effervescence, the bubbles rising off these pickles is insane, but the PBR is a little bit dead. There's not really a whole lot of carbonation coming off that pickle. And I don't know if you guys can even see that, but that's a lot of carbonation. Okay, palate cleanser, again, kind of beery water. Now we're going to do the pickle juice, Natural Light. Again, not very salty. Not getting that pickled flavor, maybe a tiny bit now, but more than I was getting before, but I'm getting a lot more of a cucumber water, maybe a stronger cucumber water flavor with a little bit of salt. We're going to do Dos Equis. Again, Dos Equis was my favorite without any pickle juice added. Dos Equis is a great beer. Let's talk about the pickled version. It really brings out a little bit tangier, a little saltier, a little bit more, even that kind of cerveza, citrusy kind of quality that you get out of cerveza. I'm getting that a lot more. It's more pronounced now with the pickle juice than it is originally or by itself. And now the PBR. Okay, it's PBR, and with the pickle juice. Yeah, it's still not getting a whole lot of the pickle flavor. Not really much of a different flavor here. Okay, I mean, I am getting a little bit of the tanginess, but it's just not that pronounced. I think the PBR, the Blue Ribbon, it's such a strong taste as it is that it doesn't really bring a lot of really strong pickle characteristics out of the beer. Or doesn't put a lot of strong pickle characteristics in the beer. It doesn't really change the flavor of the beer too much. It does change the texture is a little bit lighter. It does have a little bit of a saltier, tangier kind of flavor, but it doesn't make that big of an impact as far as, as much as these other beers have. I think the most pronounced, obviously, is in this Dos Equis. The thing with the PBR that I noticed the most is the aroma off the pickle, because now it's like it's halfway in the glass. There's half the beer covering it. But I think, so if I have to pick a winner here, which I am going to, this totally scientific experiment out of the Draft Therapy Lab, I would pick Dos Equis as being the best beer of these three with pickle added to it. I would say that the Natty Light is probably second because it actually makes the beer quite a bit better. It has that, I like cucumbers, I like cucumber water, I like pickles. If you don't like pickles, don't do this at all because I don't think it's going to change your mind. But I think that the cucumber water flavor essence, that little tanginess and the cucumber water essence really raises the bar. It raises the tide for Natty Light. I think, again, Dos Equis is the best of the three added, and I think PBR is it kind of doesn't really do a whole lot for it. If I had to pick, again, my favorite unpickled beer, it's going to be PBR, Dos Equis, and Natty Light. With the pickle, it's Dos Equis, Natty Light, and PBR. It's almost flip-flopped. You know, Dos Equis just kind of hangs in the middle there. And you might ask yourself, Sean, does it really change it that much? You know, I don't think it really does. It kind of adds a little bit of a flavor. When I go out and buy any of these beers just to add pickle juice to it, probably not. Is it more refreshing? Maybe it is. I mean, maybe if I was out in the heat and sweating and not in the lab here, maybe I would grab one of these and drink it, you know, and try it that way, and it would be more refreshing. But I think in this setting, this really sterile environment, this really, you know, pharmaceutical grade laboratory, it doesn't change it that much. It does change the flavor, but would I go out and add pickles to, you know, my beer just to change it up a little bit? Probably not. I'm just going to drink it the regular way. If I was on the golf course hitting golf balls in 90-degree heat, maybe. But I don't think I'm going to run into the clubhouse to get a pickle and to get a beer and, you know, force it in the hole and all that stuff. Force it in the can so I can get the flavor. I'll just drink the beer. But yeah, so that is my totally scientific look at pickle beers. Again, choosing a really light beer, a cerveza, and a PBR, which is just, it's, you know, what else can I say? So until next time, this is normally, if you're just tuning in, this is normally a Michigan craft beer channel. But again, I got so many articles about pickle beer that I just figured it'd be a really fun experiment to do here in the Draft Therapy Labs. So if you're interested in beer, just beer reviews or beer in general, just check me out. I'm here making videos twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free. I don't charge anything for this. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting notifications. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you like it that much, you should subscribe to get more content like this. So until next time, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.